Okay, Aries, I'm sorry. I have to redo this. This is the forecast for Aries, the week of November 15th through the 21st. That is next week. Um, I had a whole thing set up, and then the cat knocked the power cord out from the computer. Go figure, right? Okay. So anyway, here you go, Aries. This is what I got for you for next week, okay? Your primary focus is the Three of Swords reversed. That means that you need to come into acceptance of your limitations as far as dealing with your pain. Alright? Three of Swords has everything to do with heartache and confliction and fear of loss. Well, the Three of Swords reverse has to do with almost the denial of that threat being present. Okay? This looks like in your ending sector you've got the Nine of Cups, so it looks like some point between this week and next week, you're going to get exactly what you want. The only problem is that it's not going to be all it's cracked up to be to you. And the Three of Swords is kind of telling you that, you have to accept things as they are, as opposed to how you'd want them to be. I'm definitely looking at this as more of either a romantic or a professional challenge to you. Okay? In your new beginnings, however, you do have the Seven of Swords reversed. Okay, and Seven of Swords reversed is actually a good thing because that indicates almost like a return of something that you thought lost. Alright, you might have a chance to redo an examination or a test if you feel like you did not do well, or maybe you just didn't show up, if that is how you feel it went. It also has something to do with whether or not you didn't get to say your whole piece in an altercation, and you have a chance to make amends. Maybe give a better second impression than a better first impression in a social atmosphere, or even get back stolen goods, or things that you lent to an ex on a breakup, and now you have to get back because you left them at their house. Or this could be an ex coming back to you. We don't know. Let's look at your day-to-day concerns. Alright, so for money and work, you've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So I'm seeing this as you taking a sort of repose from work this week. Whatever you feel you are comfortable with not having as far as the money or the hours of the dedication goes, you're going to take some time off. Seven of Swords reversed indicates that you might kind of go about it in a dishonest way. My fifth grandmother died and I have to go to her funeral in Wisconsin or something. But you're going to be able to go. I think that though the Three of Swords and the Seven of Swords reverse kind of indicate it's really not in your budget to be taking this kind of vacation right now. So if you decide to do it, be sure to be thrifty and maybe work a little harder on making your reputation a bit more concrete, because there could be some issues when you come back and all of a sudden all the hours that you requested off are still off the next week. Almost like a copy and paste of your schedule, okay? If you are unemployed and you're looking for work, you might find some small temp jobs for the time being, but you'll probably quickly leave, and that could have everything to do with the holiday season right now, or just the fact that you haven't quite found a job you like, but you kind of feel like you need to have a job right now, and but you're not even going to bother to complete the training process, so you might as well just keep looking. In love, you have the Knight of Wands. Now, if you're single or looking, keep your eye out for a more boisterous or flamboyant fire sign of a character. It might not have to be a fire sign, but just somebody has the qualities even of an Aries or a Leo or a Sagittarius. Alright? This is somebody who's going to be kind of not so much a frat boy or a party boy, but it's definitely somebody who likes to get down. Somebody who has a very confident and upfront attitude, and you will really appreciate that, because you're probably very disappointed with people who are shy that you can't read. Aries is not really known for its patience with trying to figure people out, okay? They like things upfront and they like things honest, okay? And this Knight of Wands character is definitely the kind of person who can do that for you. If you are already committed, I would count on this actually being you and your partner taking things to a new level as far as making your relationship more exciting and spicing it up. And that could have everything to do with taking a small trip, which could be indicated by the Seven of Swords reversed, or spicing up your sex life. Indeed. I think that most of the time people kind of look at the Knight of Wands and they would see it as a third party coming in. I don't necessarily see a third party coming in. I definitely see this as maybe you getting a second chance with your lover to try something that one of you might have turned down in the past and now has had plenty of time to reconsider. And this could have everything to do with the boudoir, or where you're going to go travel, or where you're going to spend your holidays. Either way, this kind of discussion is going to be very much needed because both people can save face and move forward and make progress in the relationship and help it evolve into something stronger. As far as your social life is concerned, you do have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, okay? And that just kind of says what goes up must come down. And so I'm seeing that as you're probably going to feel pretty slighted by a circle of friends that, you know, you thought you were pretty tight with, and then all of a sudden there's a big party or there's a social gathering going on, and somebody forgets to invite you, all right? And while you do make it, you're still pretty hurt, you're still pretty grudging. I have a feeling like it's going to be something like that, just something that's going to question your tie or your bond or your commitment to this group. I don't necessarily see it as something really horrible. I just kind of see it as you maybe having a bit of a step back to take as far as evaluating how much you really invest in your friendships at this point in time. Okay? As far as the unexpected goes, you do have the Hierophant. And so don't be surprised if this new person, this new lover, this new man in your life, the single Aries who are looking, is actually looking for something serious, a bit more traditionalist, might have a conservative nature. They want to find something that they can commit to for a long time. If you're in the market for something that you can commit to for a long time, possibly even move into, you know, marriage and kids, I would definitely go for it, because this is one of the few chances you're going to get this week or this month. All right. But if you do not want that, please do not lead this person on. Okay, his emotions will be very volatile. His or her emotions will be very volatile, and it just doesn't look good for you if you do that. The Hierophant could also indicate that you and your partner might actually take a step forward in advancing your relationship in terms of maybe buying a new house together, or maybe getting married yourselves. Okay, the Hierophant also has a lot to do with doing things according to somebody else's plan. So you might actually be taking the back seat to a methodology or an idea or a philosophy that kind of governs your life as far as your values or how you were raised. Try not to get stuck in traditionalism. There's a difference between tradition and traditionalism. Don't do something just because this is how you've done it ever since you were a little kid. That's my advice to you. As far as your current cycle right now, you do have the Two of Swords upright. And that just kind of indicates that there's no reason for you to actually take a firm stand on anything right now. You're going to be presented with a lot of confusing options at this point in time, and you don't really have to stop waffling right now. Okay? The right choice will be revealed to you circumstantially. It won't be obvious. Alright, so feel free to waffle, feel free to take your time. And I have a feeling that the answer is not going to come up this week. I have a feeling this Two of Swords has a lot about whether or not you can, to do with whether or not you can actually commit. Alright, especially in your ideas about your romantic life. I seriously feel like that is where it is. If you feel like this is actually something that, you know, does not work for your romantic life, I would definitely take a stab at saying that maybe you are deciding between whether or not you want to keep your job. Okay? Do you want to follow your passion and commit to your passion, or are you afraid to leave your job because it's a shaky job market? Anyway, give it some thought, Aries. Email me if you have any questions. I'll see you next week.